What is it like having a sort of carte blanche from Harvey Weinstein, doing whatever you like?
Wow, it's a good question. It's pretty wonderful. I feel very, very fortunate. I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, I earned it. All right, you know, I earned it by making Pulp Fiction, which I ended up being able to keep his, got his studio going, turned the studio from an art house studio to an actual studio in Hollywood. But it's almost as if it's like God's given me a patron. All right, that I don't have to worry about anything. That's, you know, all the great painters. The way they were able to be great painters and keep painting is they had a patron, and it's like Harvey's my patron.
What made you decide to split the movie in two parts? Because I think it's not an easy decision for a filmmaker.
It wasn't hard though in this case, because like if I thought I could actually have brought it up to Harvey at the beginning, all right, and say, hey, let's go out with two movies. Like that thought had been in my head at one point earlier on, but I mean, I didn't want to say the thought out loud. I thought it would like send Harvey warning signals that we might be in trouble. All right, I could say, Harvey, how about coming out with two movies? And I can imagine him saying, okay, Quentin, I got a better idea. Why don't you just cut the script in half and just do one movie, all right? So he didn't. So I went forward. Then when he brought it up later, like in the last month of shooting, it was pretty cool. I was like, oh my gosh, that could be great. I was directing at that time. And so I just like went away for an hour and thought about it. I was directing, and then I figured it all out. And that's what we've done. I came back and, okay, the first one would end here, and then this would happen. And then second one would start here. I'd do this stuff in the beginning of where it starts, and then boom, you have two movies.
Why did you want to tell this story, and for whom? Because in a way, the whole movie, if you're sitting there and are overwhelmed by all the action, it's a bit like a mix tape cassette for your best friend.
Oh God! Well, you're giving me I don't know if they're backwards or not, but you're giving me compliments. I mean, all those things that you're saying is just sort of things that just make it more personal and more personal. You know, it's like why do I make this movie? It's because this is a movie I want to see. I wrote a movie I wanted to see. I spent over a year making a movie I want to see. All right, and then, like my friends would get a big kick out of, because that's the way it kind of is. I make my movies for my fans, but I consider myself, I'm the biggest fan. So I make it for me, and everyone else is invited, and then we'll see what happens.
Do you ever care what the distributors probably would like to see?
Well, it's, I mean, you know, somebody can offer me this and talk to me about this, but you know, it's just too organic an experience for me. You know, I could think intellectually, oh, maybe I should try this, maybe I should try that, but then I have to make it, all right, and that ain't gonna happen. You know, so it's just like, you know, I'm like I said, I'm lucky because in Pulp Fiction I never have to work for a living. So thus, when I make something, I'm not gonna make something, you know, to jockey for position. I'll never make a movie for the wrong reason. I mean, other than artistically, I'll never make a movie for the wrong reason. I'm not going to make a movie to pay for my pool. I'm not going to make a movie to pay for a second house, you know, or or my alimony movie. I will never do that. All right, if I'm there directing a movie, it means everything in the world to me. It's my art.
You were quoted that Kill Bill is your grindhouse and your Josef von Sternberg movie.
Oh, it definitely is. Well, it's like, you know, it's a tribute to all my, you know, all the grindhouse movies that I went to passionately and religiously growing up, and then I still watch on either film prints or DVDs or Laserdisc or videos. I still watch them passionately and religiously. It's like, you know, to me, like one of the funner, naughtier aspects of movies or grindhouse films. They're just they exist in a whole different plane than you know, the standard movie making of any given country. You know, whatever any given country's mainstream movies are, their grindhouse movies exist in a different plane. The closest plane to the grindhouse movie is the art house movie. But oddly enough, growing up in America, you saw a whole smorgasbord of films from all over the world that would play in the grindhouse. As in, for instance, movies like from Germany or from Spain that in their countries weren't considered grindhouse movies, all right, were given a very exploitive title, all right, with like some couple sexy nurses or something on the poster, and released in grindhouses in America. So, you might think of a German movie and think, oh no, this is like was a big hit, and it was a very well respected movie, all right. But we saw it as swinging swinging nurses in Munich, all right, and because that's what they're trying to get the people in on. So that's that. But it's my Joseph von Sternberg movie because Uma's my Dietrich. And as much as I wanted it to be fun and thrilling and just, less like a movie and more like a concert, well, I wanted that. I also wanted to present Uma in the most beautiful, glamorous, and empowering way I possibly could.
How important was she for this movie?
Well, she was all important. If Mr. Thurman had never met Mrs. Thurman, there'd be no Kill Bill.
Because you even changed shooting to a later date because she became pregnant, and somebody wrote that Uma's son made the movie better.
Yeah, well, in a way, he ended up doing just that because, we might have been just a little bit, okay, let's go. We've been waiting forever for the script, waiting forever for me to make another movie. Boom, it was finished. And so here we go, boom, but all of a sudden we had to stop. All right, while she had her baby. And during that stopping, this is like the first movie I've ever done like on location before. All my movies have never been shot in Los Angeles. This movie is shot in Los Angeles. It's shot in like the deserts of California. It's shot in Tokyo, China, and the movie ends in Mexico. So it was all over like the world for me. It was huge for me. And so we got a chance to like go to all these different countries and really kind of get it right, really make the right decisions. It gave us a long pre-production time that we wouldn't have had normally. So in the end, Levon Hawk actually went a long way to actually keeping the movie honest.
Let's change the topic. You certainly know the discussion that's going on probably all around the world about violence in the movies and how much violence is suitable for growing up kids or something like this. Are there any boundaries for you how much you would show? Because obviously this movie is extremely explicit.
Yeah, but it's like but this is a movie. I think kids would love this movie, man. I think 12-year-old boys, 12-year-old girls, 13-year-old boys, 13-year-old girls would just get the biggest kick out of this movie. They'll see this movie, wow, that's a movie. I can totally imagine 13-year-old girls seeing the movie and just being completely empowered. It's like, Kill Bill is about girl power, boy, right to the nth. All right, so I can see 13-year-old girls seeing Kill Bill and, getting a poster of Uma Thurman in her tracksuit and putting it on her wall. That'd be way cool.
And it's about streams of blood.
Oh, it's definitely on. There's definitely that in there too. Actually, that's the thing. It's actually the streams of blood are actually the things that keep it from being realistic and actually keep it into a movie world. It's not really happening.
There's a lot of talking about the two worlds you are living in or shooting your movies in. Mm. The Quentin world, the area where you grew up in, south of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And your movie world. How would you describe those two worlds?
Well, the best way to describe those two worlds is, like my script, the script for True Romance that I wrote takes place in the Quentin world, the more real world. All right, Pulp Fiction takes place in that world. Reservoir Dogs takes place in that world. All right, if Christian Slater's character Clarence, and if Tim Roth's character Mr. Orange in Reservoir Dogs, and Sam Jackson and John Travolta's character in Pulp Fiction, if they all decided to go out tonight for a movie, Kill Bill is what they'd go see.
You were once considered to be sort of the wunderkind of Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to hear the notion today that you're sort of the butcher of art house cinema?
Well, I think I was the butcher of art house cinema back then, too. My stuff was just as bloody then as it is now.
After your first movies, how big was the pressure to deliver something even wilder, even more striking this time?
Well, yeah, but that's great, though. I mean, that's what I look forward to. Hopefully pressure is the name of the game for a director. I don't care if, you're if you're Francis Ford Coppola making Apocalypse Now, or if you're the director of the week on Commissar Rex, all right, that's pressure is the job, all right. Having said that, it's like nothing better than having people anticipating your next movie and knowing that they want you to blow them away, no matter whatever that means. It's just like a cook. It's like a cook in the kitchen with a bunch of hungry people waiting at the table, and they want it to be good. It's just like it inspires you. It makes you want to just make it all the better.
One of your most important ingredients in cooking is music.
Yeah, definitely.
How would you describe the importance, or how do you work with music?
Well, it's really important. So far, it's been really important to me in my movies, and it's one of the ways I do it is I go into I have a cool record collection. I have a whole room set up for my vinyls and stuff. I've been collecting records since I was a little kid. And so what I do is I go into my record collection, go through it, and I find different songs, and I'm finding music, and I try different pieces of music, and it's like as I'm looking for it, I'm looking for, this is the music that the movie's going to play to. This is the rhythm of Kill Bill. This is the beat that Kill Bill needs to play to. And to give you an example, it's like I came up with the idea of Kill Bill many years ago with Uma, when we were doing Pulp Fiction. I never really went further with it, but I came up with the idea. But one of the other things I came up with way back when, before I really knew anything about it, other than the idea, is that the opening credits sequence would start with Bang Bang You Shot Me Now by Nancy Sinatra. So that's how important the music was to Kill Bill.
What's the importance of being cool for you?
Well, I don't know if it's important, but it's pretty cool.
And the importance of delivering cool movies?
Well, I think that's pretty important. I mean, let me put it like this. It's just, I know where you're going with it. Let me say this. I had a situation now, as time has gone on, and I've gotten older, and my peers have gotten older, and the directors before me have gotten older. So, the big group of directors that came out of America in the 70s, the movie brats, all right, those were the directors that, and particularly for their time period, that everyone's kind of, everyone kind of dominated the world for a while. And they were young men and making movies that radicalized Hollywood and radicalized the planet, all right? But there's a couple of exceptions, but by and large, I've been pretty disappointed the older and older and older they get. There is such a thing. Should old men continue to make young man's movies? All right, not necessarily if they feel that they're getting older and they want to go more into that direction. They're following their muse. They're doing their thing, but maybe it just highlights that this is a young man's game. When people see movies I do when I'm in my 50s, I want it to burn as hot as that does. I want it to burn as hot as Wilden Hund, Reservoir Dogs. I want it to be just fully erect, all right, as my own movies. I think one of the problems with old directors is, and there are exceptions to this rule, but there's damn few, is once they lose their sex drive, all right, they think, great, now the sex drive's gone. Now I can dedicate it all to my work. And what do? Limp dick work. I hope to avoid that.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.